Okay, I'm hitting go live on Facebook. And, oh, where's the other one? Shoot. Chat. Open chat. Almost there. If you're watching a, oops. If you're watching a recording of us, do fast forward a little bit. We're gonna start here in about 2 minutes. I'm a little behind today. Just a little bit. Okay. I can hear you. Mm-hmm. All right, here, we're almost ready. Okay, Facebook apparently still a little twitchy. Hold on a second. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. Huh, interesting. Oh, no, Facebook shows it's going. Somebody say hi to us on Facebook. So we actually know. Yeah, Facebook shows that it's going. Fuzzy. Totally fuzzy, though. I'm up. Okay. Just about there. Sorry, honey. Okay. Well, we're verifying that we are all actually fine on Facebook and Twitch. I have the wrong week and the wrong project. Oh no! Wait, back it up. I gotta fix that. So I'm being told that I got the wrong week up on Facebook, so hold on. Let me fix that. Yipes! Oh, jeez. Okay. Week detail. What did I do? Yep. Absolutely. What the heck did I do? Give me a second. I'm gonna fix that. Paisley. Hold on, everyone. I'm getting there. Okay, so I just got informed that I have the wrong week up on Facebook. I apologize. I am going to fix all of that right now as quickly as humanly possible. Okay, let's see. Close that down, go in here, select all, and paste it. There we go. Okay. Let's see if it saves it. Save. Okay, officially fixed. Oh, too many weeks. Can you believe it's week 31? Woohoo. All right, we're here. It's fixed. Let's get started. Hi everyone, today is Monday. It's Q Talk Live. I'm Q Fom Gray and it is October 19th. week 31, and today we're doing the Paisley earrings. Thanks for everybody who tuned in over the weekend on Twitch. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of new people on there, so it was really fun to see. And I was making, or what was I doing? Designing for a new article, hopefully, for Labrador Journal. So we all decided too, collectively, that this weekend I'm going to work on that project and show you how I do the shoot and everything. Because, you know, when I do it for Labrador Journal, I have to do all the process photos and. So it's not as simple as just sitting here working. But anyway, so that's what's going on. What else is going on this week? I think Step by Step Surprise starts this week. It is what are we doing? We're not doing ornamental, are we? I think. Anyway, something going on Wednesday. Friday Zoom continues the Nova pendant. And today we have the Paisley earring. Oh, the Sparkle Within. That's right. Part 2, Sparkle Within. So today we have the Paisley earring, and then on Monday we will have part 2 of the Paisley series, and that'll be the ring on next Monday. So I love this earring. It's I don't know. Sometimes I have a project that I really like, and I do like this one, so I'm gonna make another one today. So let's get started. Let's see everything that we need. You're going to need a little mallet. It's nice. You don't need a really big one. It's just to flatten out the wires as we work, okay? You'll need a bench block at some point, a chasing hammer also at some point, and somewhat optional on the chasing hammer. Pliers. Multi-looping is going to be helpful, but you can definitely use round nose, some flush cutters, a pair of chain nose pliers is always helpful when we're doing a bit of wire work, and a file. Materials today, really straightforward, really easy. It's just 18 gauge wire and a pair of earring wires, right? So 18 gauge wire, you can do it any mix that you want, or you can do it in one color. So you can definitely do it all in copper, all in silver or brass, or you can do a combination of all three. Actually, for me, I only did a combination of 2, but I guess it would have been a lot of fun to do it in 3 colors and do maybe the little granules in in brass or even gold, and have that extra color to add on to the project. So anyway, so all the information that you see here can be downloaded at theurbanbeater.com, and that's how you can contribute and show your support. And the downloads are $5. And for this particular one, there will be a pattern to go with it so that you can make sure that it works. Or that you have it right. The pattern also, just as you work through the project, is to scale. If you print at 100%, if you're printing at 90% or 125%, it's not going to be to scale. Okay, so that's just to let you know. And so let's see, what else can you find? Oh, on the Facebook Q Talk page where you're watching this video, all the details are there. Unfortunately, I cannot get those details into Twitch. So if you're looking for links and to all the tools and whatnot, you can definitely join us at the Facebook page. It's Q Talk. Okay. All right. So let's jump in. First things first. When we're making earrings, we want to usually work in pairs so that you can ensure that everything is the same. So we're going to go ahead and cut the 18 gauge wire. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the colors that I had before, and I'm going to do copper and silver again. All right, so you're going to cut 2 pieces of 18 gauge wire at 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut this loop off because I don't need it. And again, you want to work in pairs to ensure that it is nice and even. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here too. Go. All right, so I'm going to cut these at 2.5, and actually, just to really make sure that I am on point, I'm not going to measure twice. I'm just going to measure once and use this as the first cut as my line to measure. Okay, so that's the first. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and make a couple of loops. Okay, so actually I'm going to put this here so that you can see what's going on, see what we're after. Oops, you can't see that. All right, So I'm going to make 2 small loops going in the same direction on the wire. So I'm just going to use the small section of my multi-looping plier, the smallest section. Like so. And we'll do that again. If you want to hammer these ends before you make the loop, that's fine. Again, it adds just a little bit more dimension to it. Today I'm just going to do it straight up so you can see. So I have 2 loops like so, okay? And then here I'm going to go ahead and use the largest section. And I'm going to go about 2/3 of the way down on the wire, okay? And I'm just going to bend these with the loops facing out. So it'll end up looking something like, and I'm sort of adjusting because I want these to be off-centered. So it'll be something like that, okay? And we'll do that again. Oops, opposite way. And remember, the loops you want to face the loops out. Wow. Okay, and I'm gonna put this down, and I want to sort of just keep measuring against the other one to make sure that I'm working evenly. Because remember, we're doing earrings, right? I'm gonna actually grab my tweezers and look at that. Nice. Pretty happy with that. All right, so I'm gonna put this back in, and I'm gonna make my shapes a little bit more like so. And I sort of want to put a little curve in here just to give it a little flair, because remember, this is supposed to be a paisley. That was my inspiration for this project. So I'm going to pull out my chain nose, and I'm going to gently turn it just like so, just to give it a little bit of a flair, right? And I'm working slowly and gently. I'm actually going to curve this in just a little bit. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a twist like that. You see that? Okay. Same thing on the other side. Bend this in just a little bit. And we're going to give a little bit of a twist. Again, just trying to give it a little bit of a flare. Like so. So this one became a little bit smaller than this one, which is fine. And I'm going to use my pattern. I'm pretty close. And having the pattern also helps. If you don't like my pattern, you can definitely draw one. And the thing is, you do want to draw one for yourself or have some sort of a pattern, especially when you're trying to make duplicates. This way you have something that is always the same, right? So which one did I just do? I just did it. So this one's slightly off. You can see, oh, well, not that off. Okay, I think I can live with that. Let's bring this together. Like so. Yep. Hands are feeling a little clumsy this morning. Okay, yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it is so stinking close, right? Now remember, for the earrings, you can have both of them hanging like that if you like, but they're more fun if you have them hanging like this. So they're working out, okay? So there you go. There's one, there's two. Now let's go ahead and do the inside of the paisley, okay? So that one was cut at, oh, I think 1.5 inches, right? I believe it was 1.5 inches. let's see, cutters. Sorry about that. I just lost my train of thought, so I'm going to look it up on the computer. I was right. 1.5 inches. Okay. Woohoo. So, 1.5 inches it is. And then I'll cut a second one right now. Again, working in pairs just to make sure that it all works, or that it all matches up. So 2 pieces at 1.5 inches. I'm going to take out, actually I'm going to take out a smaller round nose plier, and I'm going to bend this one to make a swirl. Notice turn, 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 just like so. And I sort of want to make a bit of a loop. So I'm going to go ahead and use my flat nose pliers to make said loop. But I'll make this first. Again, make it nice and even. So to make the loop, I'm just going to put it into my chain nose or flat nose. And you can even use, if you want to, you can use your nylon nose. Okay, if your chain nose is not really nice or it has a lot of marring in there, you might want to go to your nylon nose. Another thing too, another little trick here is if your flat nose or chain nose have a lot of marring inside or scratches and it's marring your wire, just take out some sandpaper and sand it down. It'll make it nice. Okay, so we'll just make sort of a loopy here, like so, right? And we'll do the same here. And notice how I'm doing that. I'm doing it inside of my pliers. Just like so. There we go. All right. And again, I'm going to try to match that up over here. So one's a little bit bigger than the other, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one up a little bit. And notice how I'm working with really small moves, a little bit at a time. Just like so. Okay, so we're good. And then I'm going to eyeball this a little bit, right? I need this to fit inside of here. So I'm going to go ahead and eyeball how much of this I need. And I'm using the 3rd smallest size. And I'm going to bend it down, just like so, all the way around. But before I do it, before I finish it off, I want to see if that fits. And notice I'm a little too big, okay? So I'm going to tighten that up. So the question is, which pliers am I using for the really fine tip ones? So these are the Lindstroms. I think that these are actually the smallest that you can find in the industry and the most stable. Okay, so it's about the stability of the heads. Now they can get really small, but if they're not stable, they'll just torque when you turn it, which is not beneficial. So here I'm just tightening this up. If you are interested in a pair, let us know. We can special order it in for you. We can do it either in the ergonomic handle or just the regular handle, either one. Okay, so notice I'm just tightening it up to get it to fit inside of my loop because I made that too big. And what I'm doing is I'm just working my way down this wire here on this side to bring it around. You see? So I'm actually just pulling this tighter like that, just to make it smaller. Just a little bit at a time. Perhaps I should work a little bit more at a time. Okay, I'm gonna pull that out. You see that? Okay, so I'm gripping it down lower and I'm just gonna pull this wire just to make it smaller. I think you could see that, right? And I'm just working slowly, gently, easily, because you just don't want to go too far and then it becomes a different issue altogether. Okay, getting there. Boy, that was a lot of adjusting. Why do I feel like I'm not getting anywhere? Because I'm not. All right, people, let's move this baby. Okie dokie. There we go. That should hopefully have done it. Pretty darn close. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this one. But I'll start smaller this time, much smaller. Eyeballing where it needs to go. Okay. Now in essence, I'm making an S, right? A really fancy S. And I'm going to measure it against the other one and see where I'm going with that. Still a little big. And we're just going to make adjustments. So this is what you get for working really fine little pieces and details, right? We'll reach out. Okay, alrighty, good. So here I'm going to go ahead and trim it. Making sure that the flush side of my cutter is facing the outside. And notice I'm cutting at a slight angle to help that meet the wire much better. Okay. And actually I'm going to trim that a little bit more. Okay. So I know that this is slightly big, so I'm just going to gently move it down and that. And because I cut it at an angle, you can see it makes a nice fit. There you go. Yay, it fits inside. Okay, so this guy needs adjusted too, just a little bit. Just like so. And if you notice, I'm pretty darn close to the other one. And okay, so if I push it down, it sort of pushes my wires apart, which means it's a little bit big, but I'm sort of okay with that. I will adjust that here in a minute. Okay, so next thing you need to do is you need to make sure that these are nice and flat. For soldering, the same thing here, just in case you torqued your wire a little bit. And I already know that through all of this bending and torquing that the pieces are going to be a little bit springy. So I'm going to go ahead and anneal it. All right. So we'll put it right there. So annealing is a process of just heating up your metal to get the molecules to open up and make it more pliable. And here we're just going to do a gentle anneal. I'm not getting it too crazy red hot or anything. Just to get it nice and warm and open up those molecules just a little bit. It's sort of like, you know, when you're stretching and warming up your muscles, right? Okay. I know, clearly I started working out again because that's what's on the brain. All right, I'm going to quench this on the side. You want mirror image on these. The question was, do you flip the second one or you want mirror image? You want mirror image on these. Okie dokie. All right, there it is. Okay. So yes, I will flip the pieces when I go to solder it. So I'm just going to put on here my little baby mallet, and we're just going to hammer it flat. Okay. And then we'll pickle this here in a second. Let's see. So we're going this way, which means this guy goes like so. Okay, and notice again, when I push on it, it has a slight little gap. Because it's nice and pliable, we can push it right back together. And this one will work in the opposite direction like so. And he fits in there just perfectly. Great. I'm going to stick both of these pieces, or both units, into the pickle. In the meantime, let's make some granules. Okay. So here I have some fine silver wire. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently, of course I'm using scrap, it is 18 gauge. I'm just going to gently hammer it, because what happens here by hammering it, when I go to granulate it, it won't roll away. Okay, so we're just going to cut a total of 6 pieces, 4 at 1/2 inch and 2 at 1/4 inch, right? So then you can get the same size pieces. Okay, so there's my 4, and I have 2 at 1/4 inch. Okay, so we're going to separate these so that they don't mate. And we'll just, so to granulate, all you're going to do is put on a solder board, go right to the blue tip, and heat it. You see that? Right there at the blue tip. And it will just form a ball. Lots of heat. You can do this on a magnesia block. You can do this on a charcoal block. The reason why I don't use charcoal is A, it's expensive, and B, it's really dirty. So I would prefer a magnesia block. Actually, I should have grabbed my magnesia block, but here we are. The solder board works too. And I get impatient, so I start playing around with it, if you're wondering what I'm doing there. Okay. And I'm watching this one right before it cools. I'm going to pick it up so it doesn't stick to my board. But if it sticks to your board, no big deal. You'll just clean off any residue. So you see how it's still red hot? Right about now you'll pick it up. Now your granules may vary a little bit in size depending on how you made that inner paisley, okay? You might need to do some adjustments here. Yes, the magnesia block will hold the same way that a charcoal block does. The question was, does a magnesia block hold heat the same way a charcoal block does? It's pretty similar. So it'll work just the same. The other reason why people like magnesia blocks and charcoal is because you can pin into them. Okay, got him. Got him. There you go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and quench these on the side as they roll off my board. Whoops. Okay, so it turns out I had some wire here that I thought was fine silver, but it's actually sterling. So you can see the difference in the two colors of my granules. I'm going to have to pickle these two, so we'll throw it in the pickle here. Give that a second. Let's grab the other pieces out and let's set it up. All right. What other treasures do I have in my pickle pot that I forgot from yesterday? Huh. Sort of funny what I find in here. Okay. So always keep a rag in your studio. It's great for taking things in and out of the pickle. Like so. And whatever other treasures that are in here. Okay. Let's pull out other things that don't belong. There we go. All right, so these are nice and clean. We'll go ahead and put this back up on the board. Oops. And for some reason, my my one paisley opened up, but we'll close that up again. No big deal. Okay. And we'll set this up. And so here we go. So this guy will fit right in there. Actually, maybe this one fits better. Double check. Fits the same. Ouch. The board's a little hot. All right, so here I'm just gonna, oops, working in the wrong direction. We will go like so. Okay. Be careful if you've been torching on the board, it's gonna be hot, like I just found out. And notice I'm just moving that together to get that to touch. It's gonna need a little bit more help. I know on the screen it looks like it's touching, but it's actually not. So I'm gonna move that over just a little bit more, like so. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're just going to play some solder. I'm going to go ahead and use copper solder here and apply it with a pin. You know, usually solder that comes in a syringe comes with a syringe top, but what I find is that they clog up and they dry up and they're not really functional, so I really don't use them. Okay, so here I'm just going to put a little solder on the underside at that joint. It makes for a cleaner connection. You can see there. And so we'll put a little bit of solder here, here, and here. So 3 points of contact. On the inside, if you can. And put it right back, like so. Okay. The board's still a little warm, so it's grabbing my solder really nicely. The pieces are a little hot. Oh, look, it stayed together, so I'm just going to go ahead and work from underneath. Okay, that's what you get for a really nice tight connection. If you want to, and you want to put the granules on now, you can. I'm going to go ahead and do this in one shot, then I'll put the granules on. Okay? I know last week everybody felt I was tempting fate with the step-by-step surprise sparkle with all those joints, but it worked. You should try it. So heat the whole thing and then hit each joint one at a time. There goes that one, oh, and they all went. Cool. Heat all these little joints up. There we go. And that one. Cool. Yay. You can see it did make the connection. I think you can even see it in the camera. Like that. Nice. I just bent that by accident. All right, we'll throw that in the pickle. And you're gonna go to my pickle pot's on the side as always. And we'll grab our granules. All right, I'm gonna go dig out the other two tiny little granules and see if I can get it out of my pickle easily here. I do have a basket inside of my pickle pot so that they are so that they don't just fall to the bottom. And I see it didn't pickle very well. Or did it? Let's see. All right. Actually it did. It just had a bit of schmutz on there. Okie dokie, let's see. Yep, all done already because my pickle's really nice and hot. Yes, the hotter it is, the faster it works. That's why we use pickle warm instead of cold, because who has time to sit around for pickle to work, right? There we go. So there's one. And there's the other. All right. So working with tweezers is best. I'm going to go ahead and actually move to easy solder. If you want to, again, it's all about your process. Oh, my balls became way too big, so I think I'm just going to go with 2 today instead of 3. Anyway, if you wanted to, you could have started with the granules and soldering them inside. You could have also placed the granules inside and soldered them at the same time as the outside. So I'm working with whatever fits, and it would seem that that's how it's going to fit. Okay. If you want to use this on the outside, you can, like that. If you want use all your little granules, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go with this. But hey, wait. Design feature. Oh, hey, look, I can do that too. And that's really cute. So, I think I'm going to do that also. Better yet, hey, I think I just might put it on top and see if I can do it without rolling off. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay. Sorry. It's a, design in progress here. Using up what I have. So I'm just going to use a little bit of easy solder on the bottom. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the bottom. All the granules that have when you're doing it on a board, has a flat bottom. And like this one, I'll show you. This one has a little bit of my board, and a lot of times when you're using magnesia or charcoal, you'll get some of that on the bottom. So I'm just taking that off because it's not going to solder if you leave it there, right? So you can roll this around on a little bit of sandpaper also. So this one has a little bit of the board residue on it. That's the bottom. I like to put my solder in a petri dish. It makes it really nice and convenient. Okay, I just lost all the solder because it rolled around. There you go. Okay, so now we'll place these. So I'm going to put solder on the outside because it needs to make connection to the wire. Remember, you have to connect it somewhere. There's that one. And a little bit more here. Oops, I tipped it over. So I'm taking care to make sure that that flat bottom is down because it matters to me. It might not matter to you, but it matters to me. Okay, so now we'll do this one. Same thing. A little bit of solder on the outside just to make sure we've made a connection to something. There we go. Okay. So here we'll heat the whole thing, of course, and then we'll heat each joint at a time. So make sure that you do get the copper wire like underneath this granule. The copper wire does need to get hot if it's going to make the connection, not just the ball, okay? So we'll heat it. Looks like that's a good connection. Here we'll make sure we heat everything, including the wires. That happened pretty nicely there. Move on to the next one. Heat the whole thing. Heat that copper wire. Make sure it makes a connection to the copper wire, not just to the granule. And those look good. Okay. All right, let's check it. That's one. Oh yeah. There you go. And here's the second one. Everybody's nice and stable. Okay, so here is a slight correction. Let me throw one into the pickle. If you're looking, okay, let's put it this way. If someone walks up to you and tells you that the connection's bad, they've invaded your personal bubble, because we are talking about earrings, right? But I can see this, so I'm going to fix it. But you can see I have a teeny weeny little gap right there. You see that? It's just so small. You know, you can go ahead and correct it right here. Let's just push it together. Yep, just like that. And the gap is closed. All right, cool. Throw that in the pickle too. Next up, we're going to liver sulfur this. All right, so I've made up a little bit of liver sulfur. Is it still warm? It's warm enough. So just a little bit of liver sulfur in some warm water. It'll make it happen even faster. And this will give it a lot of depth, okay? So it's up to you whether or not you want to go ahead and liver sulfur the earring wire. That's a thing, or it doesn't have to be a thing. All right, let's take a look at our pickle. Oh, nice. It's all nicely pickled. Let's pull it out, let's dry it. Okay, there we we are. All right, so with your earring wire, no big deal. You're just going to put it through that top loop like so. Oops. Make sure you face it forward. I have it backwards so you can see. Done deal. Put it in your pickle. I'm sorry, your liver sulfur. As much as you want. I mean, it's up to you how dark you really want this. We're going to go pretty dark today. I want the silver also to darken up. I'm going to throw the whole thing in there. So the copper is darkening up before the silver here. So I'm going to give the silver a little bit of time to catch up. And it doesn't want to do it. So weird. All right, we'll pull it out. Okay, I'm rinsing it in some water. Remember, you need to rinse it, okay, in a good amount of water so that you can arrest the process, or else it will continue to patina. We'll pull him out too. So you can see. I don't know why my silver doesn't want to oxidize. Sort of weird. But I'll try it again after I put some steel wool to it. See what happens. So steel wool it so that you create highlights and lowlights. Just like so. And then you'll be done. Dope. I'll clean the back up just a little bit. Because I don't like to give these away when they're that black. You know, I do want to show some highlights in there so you can see some of the copper highlights are coming back. And of course, you really do want to clean up the earring wires a bit. You don't want to give that way too black like this. So just clean that up. Okay, any questions while I'm doing this? Okay, no questions. Andy says hi to everybody, of course. He's in my ear, as always, working with me. I'm pretty excited. We have Stephanie Chavez coming up in a couple weeks instead of me because I am headed off to White Plains, New York in about 10 days. So we've started quarantining for this event just to keep safe for everybody's sake. And so if you're joining me, you know I've quarantined. Maybe you will. Okay. So just sitting here cleaning this up with some steel wool. And when you're working with steel wool, you might want to do yourself a favor and like get a box and work over the box or over the trash because steel wool gets everywhere. Okay, there we go. Almost there. Okay, so I want to throw this back into the liver sulfur because I really wanted to get my silver a little bit darker. So I've brushed up the silver maybe to create a surface, and it'll take the liver sulfur a little bit better. I don't know. But again, I don't know why. It is sterling. Unlike the granules, the two large granules. Throw it back in, see what happens. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so it's taking it a lot better now. You can see the silver is darkening up better now that I put some steel wool to it. Oh, sort of interesting. So we'll clean that up again. Anyway, so it's a pretty simple pair of earrings. I think it's just a lot of fun though. You can, if you wanted to, make a whole bunch of these and make it into a linked bracelet, right? So what you would do, actually, you know what, I'll show you real quick. I have a little bit of time. This went really fast today. So I'll show you how to do a bracelet. All right, let me take this off the earring wire. Okie dokie. So the links are just a hair over an inch, right? Which is a little bit long for a bracelet. So I would make this a little bit smaller if you want to make this into a bracelet. It's a lot of work because a lot of little pieces. But you know what? When you put work into something like this, it'll really come out. It'll be worth it. Okay. So, and actually, you know, oh, now that I'm looking at this, how much fun would that be, right? Is what if you worked in like opposites, every other one going in different directions like that? That would make a great bracelet. But what I would do for the bracelet, I would make this a little bit smaller. So right now the pattern is just a hair over an inch, right? And so if you have a small wrist like me, it's like right across. It only takes 2 links to get across my my wrist. So it doesn't take too much there. You definitely want to go to maybe 3/4 of an inch, all right? And then you'll take out some jump rings and a chain noose, pair of pliers. Okay, I need another pair. Let's see. Okay. And I would connect it right through here. Okay. Just like that. But you know, this could be fun too as a long pair of earrings. So that's how I would connect it. And just do it all the way around. If you wanted to also, if you're making a bracelet, you could solder this link right here if you wanted to. And that will make it really extra secure, okay? But anyway, so the other thing you can do too is make these into, I guess, chandelier earrings. Is that, no, not chandeliers, just a long pair of earrings. You can make 3 of these. You can do it in descending size. Oh yeah, you can do it in descending size. That would be fun. 3 of these in descending size. Yeah. Okay. I know. I'm going totally crazy with this. All right. But having way too much fun. I'm loving it. Okay. Hopefully you love it too. All right. So if you love it, come back next Monday. We're going to do the ring next Monday, this baby, so that you have a little partner in there. And I don't know, maybe I'll work on doing a bracelet and show you what the bracelet looks like, because all of a sudden I feel like I want a bracelet. Heck, you know, it would be even better if I did a bracelet and put little stones right here. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Okay, I know, just stop. All right, so I will see everybody on Wednesday. Let's see, Step-by-Step Surprise Part 2 of the Sparkle Within. If you're following along, remember this was your homework. You should have done this already, and you should have made the back. And we're going to put the pieces together. I'm pretty sure you figured out that this is going to be a pendant. You just haven't figured out where the sparkle comes in yet, right? So this is what we're working on. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you as always for everybody who's supporting and subscribing and liking and sharing all of the videos. We really, really appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. And so we'll see you on Wednesday.